48 degrees. This pales in comparison to what we're going to see later in the week. Sounds like teens coming our way, y'all.
Yeah, some morning lows in the teens, certainly possible.
Wow.
It's going to be a pretty chilly week, but we'll have a couple milder afternoons. Okay. Now, the big story is whether or not we're going to see any snow flurries. I mean, there could be a few chances here and there, but it's not going to be the big snow I think a lot of the snow lovers love. Increasing clouds overnight, that should help keep temperatures from dropping too far. A few flurries tomorrow, and again, if anything does fall in the form of snow, it's not going to stick. It's not going to be an issue. The roads are going to be fine, so don't change any of your plans. Turning cooler, though, as we go throughout the week. Some of the nights, as Colin mentioned, could be pretty cold. In fact, we could see a couple nights in the teens, and by the weekend, we might see highs only in the 30s. So it's going to be a story of half and half here. The northern half of our viewing area tomorrow, it's going to be winter. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s to the south. We could see some 50s, even some 60s. So pretty big swing. The reason why, there's going to be a front kind of stuck across the area, and depending on what side of this front you're on, you could see some wintry weather. So it's kind of beginning to set up right over our area. So this snow is heading towards the mountains. As I mentioned, probably closer to midnight, 2 a.m. We're going to see some snow showers start to break out in the mountains, certainly by 2 or 3. Already starting to see some what we call virga. Most of this not reaching the ground, but eventually we will see some snow flurries from this area from Morganton, Lenore, Hickory, Taylorsville, Statesville. This little corridor right in there, I think that's the area that we're going to have the best chance to see a flurry outside of the mountains. Here comes the snow again, coming at us in waves. Could even see some raindrops mixed in, especially across the southern Piedmont. This system eventually begins to shift off to the east with one more wave of moisture on Tuesday, and then we'll dry out for the middle of the week. Hour by hour, you see that little batch, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yep, that could be snow to the south. The front that's the warmer side. It's going to be mostly moisture. Now, could we see a snowflake mix in if the front dips a little bit further south? Certainly a possibility, but all in all, it's going to mainly stay to our north. So if you're in Charlotte and south, I would not count on seeing any snowflakes, at least with this first system. Later in the week with the second surge of Arctic air, there's possibility of that happening. So when we look at this, we haven't updated the forecast much today. It's pretty much the same. Anything north of Interstate 40 is your best chance. Tomorrow, though, we should see temperatures back near 50, especially in Charlotte, with temperatures holding steady there. Probably no snow to worry about at all, but lots of clouds around throughout the day. Now, as I mentioned, there's probably one more chance of at least a snow flurry later this week, and that's going to be on Friday with that system. Right now, I got the chances 20–30%. I'll show you the first system passing by early this week. The next system will be right here. Watch it approaching on Friday. A lot more moisture with this, and depending on where the cold air is, it's either going to be a little bit of rain or snow, but on the backside, that's when the really cold air moves in for the weekend. It sticks around. We're going to be well below average into next weekend. So this is going to be a chilly stretch of weather as we go into next weekend. Tomorrow, snow in the mountains. Winter storm warnings up. Could see several inches of snow accumulating there. Snow flurries here mixing with rain across the Interstate 40 corridor. As you go to the south, it's too warm for anything to be an issue, and even further south, we could see some 60s. Talk about a wild day tomorrow. Your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast. Look how cold it's going to be by the upcoming weekend. I mean, 18 on Saturday morning, 36 for a high. We'll keep an eye on those maybe flurry chances late Friday night, and then it warms up dramatically by the middle of next week.